Alright everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is my preview for Arsenal versus Stoke City following the break for the internationals. Of course, we haven't started this season in the best way. We go into the game on the back of a 1-0 win away from home at St James's Park, which on paper is a good win, but not the best of performances from Arsenal. We've been playing some good, attractive football, but haven't been able to get the ball in the back of the net. As it stands, own goal is our top goal scorer, so hopefully we can have a bit more conviction in this game and get Giroud on the score sheet. A player that is lacking in confidence, but right now is our only real out-and-out striker alternative. So he really does have to be performing for us this season, and this is the ideal game where I'd hope he'd get a goal under his belt. Of course, Stoke City isn't going to be an easy game, but we are helped by the fact that they did lose about half of their squad in the game against West Brom. They're going to be about two key players for them in Charlie Adam and Ibrahim Afellay, who they've just brought in this summer. And looking at some of their other summer signings, they brought in Van Ginkel, who I think they've got on loan from Chelsea. Looks like a decent player, very technical player. And they've also brought in Shaqiri from Inter Milan. And bringing these type of players, these very technical players, these players that are full of attributes and ability, it's almost like Mark Hughes is going out of his way to prove a point that Stoke don't play physical football anymore. I do kind of admire that. They are playing some good stuff, but hasn't really been reflected in their game this season. They lost at home to West Brom the other week, and overall their season hasn't started with the kind of impact that I would have expected after they brought in these kind of players. Shaqiri, I think, has been excellent for them since joining. Excellent player on the ball, very pacey, extremely strong for a small bloke, and excellent on set pieces. So he's a player that I think we've got to watch. As well as Juve, very good at getting behind the lines. I think we may need to bring Mertesacker back into contention to compete with the physicality up top. But nonetheless, I'd be more than happy for Gabriel to start yet again. Good position for us to be in regarding our own defence. I mean, Gabriel more than deserves to stay in the team after his two previous performances. I think he's starting to bond with Laurent Koscielny at this moment in time. Our defence is looking very solid at the moment. 2 clean sheets on the bounce. I'd hope we can make it a hat-trick in this game. That'll give Petr Cech a confidence boost. And all round, our general defensive attributes will be boosted by us getting 3 clean sheets on the bounce. But I am looking forward to this game. I just hope that we're able to put in a good performance. I don't want to go into this game saying that I'm confident. I don't want to underestimate Stoke City, because I know that we've lacked conviction this season. We haven't been able to put the ball past the keeper all that often, and we're just generally not looking like we've started the season on the right foot. I mean, we've got 7 points out of 12, and given that we've played Liverpool, we've gone to Newcastle away, we've gone to Palace away, it's not really a bad total. I think we've got to look back and say that it's not the worst possible way we started the season. And to think that we're not actually playing well, but we've got 7 points, it's actually not that bad. So if we can get the performances under our belt, hopefully the results will come our way. And we've got a very tough run of fixtures in September. After Stoke, we've got Chelsea, then we've got Spurs in the Cup, we've got United at home, we've got Leicester away. So it's definitely not an easy month for us, and that runs into October as well, the United game, of course, that I just mentioned. We've been blighted with the news as well. Wenger saying in his press conference that Jack Wilshere has had a setback. I was really hoping that he'd be able to provide some sort of an alternative in this game against Stoke City, but surprise, surprise, he's not going to be coming back for, I'm going to guess, at about a month. So that's pretty typical on Jack Wilshere's behalf. Starting to lose a little bit of patience with him. I just wish he'd get some time in this Arsenal team. He could be a key feature for us, but his season is starting off in the worst possible fashion. Regarding the rest of the team, I can't get my head around the team lineup, to be honest. It's really hard to call this one. I want to see Gabriel continue. Like I say, I would be more than happy for Mertesacker to come back into contention. However, like I've already mentioned, it is a very robust defensive situation we've got at the moment. But the midfield pivot, that's a difficult one to call as well. Should Cazorla keep his place alongside Coughlin? Should we test out Ramsey playing there? On the right flank, should we play Theo Walcott, who recently got 2 goals on international duty? Do we play Chamberlain there? Ozil presumably picks himself through the middle. Sanchez on the left, and no doubts about Giroud up top, I think, in this one. The team that I'm going to go with is Cech in goal, Bellerin at right back, Koscielny, Gabriel, Nacho Monreal, Francis Coughlin, Santi Cazorla, Theo Walcott, Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, and Olivier Giroud. Now that's one team that I think could go out there and do some damage in this game, but also I wouldn't mind seeing Ramsey play alongside Coughlin. I wouldn't mind seeing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain playing on that right flank. I can't quite get my head around it. So those are kind of 2 opposing lineups that I think could potentially go out there and get a couple of goals, hopefully, past this Stoke City side. I think we just need to change something, because we've been very lacklustre in our play. We've been very predictable. We've been very typical, passing the ball around a lot with no real end product. I do think we need a bit more dynamism. We need a bit more dynamics within our game. I think it would be the right way to sum this up. A few more alternatives, a few more options, and someone to break the line. I was hoping Wilshere could be that player, but like I say, he's injured for some time now and won't be a key figure for us for what I would assume is this month. I took to Twitter, of course, to get your thoughts on the team lineup, and as follows are some of your teams that you want to see start this game against Stoke. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it is at @simplycookie_, which I've mentioned a few times now. But the first one that we've got in from @Gunner8507 is Cech, Bellerin, Gabriel, Koscielny, Monreal, Coquelin, Ramsey, Walcott, Ozil, Alexis and Giroud. And the next one from @SJA14 AFC is Cech, Bellerin, Koscielny, Gabriel, Gibbs, Coquelin, Cazorla, Alexis, Ozil, Chamberlain and Giroud. Bit of a surprise inclusion with Gibbs. And @COYG_Camion is Cech, Bellerin, Gabriel, Koscielny, Monreal, Ramsey, Coquelin, Ozil, Ox, Walcott, Alexis. I'm not sure how that team's going to work really. And then @Emma_V2 says Cech, Bellerin, Gabriel, Koscielny, Monreal, Coquelin, Ramsey, Walcott, Ozil, Alexis, Giroud. And @AhmedMahmood6 says Cech, Bellerin, Gabriel, Koscielny, Monreal, Coquelin, Cazorla, Chamberlain, Ozil, Alexis, Giroud. And finally from @FuadSabar1, Cech, Koscielny, Bellerin, Gabriel, Nacho, Coquelin, Ramsey, Ozil, Chamberlain, Sanchez and Giroud. As always, thanks to everyone that tweeted in. I love getting your thoughts on both the team lineups and your reactions after the game. So if you do want to be featured in these videos, then do be sure to follow me on Twitter @simplycookie_. At score predictions, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Arsenal. It's one of those games that we could go on to win about 4 or 5-0, but it's also one of those games that I can't help but feel we could potentially lose 1-0 at home. I'm optimistic going into the game. I wouldn't say confident as of yet. Stoke are a decent side. We haven't looked good this season at home, and I would hope that this is where we get the rub of the green and we really start to turn up the heat in this fixture. But anyway guys, those were my thoughts going into this game against Stoke. Leave your thoughts in the comments box below, subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV and do be sure to check out my own channel AFC Game by Game. As always, thank you for watching.